Hey guys, welcome to Flexibility Friday, where we're going to work on the mobility of your hip joint. I had a bunch of you asking, how do I perform those 3 internal hip rotation exercises, which is going to help my position in the saddle. So I got you, we're going to take you through this. I have old Rupee right here. He is going to help us to explain the hip rotation. So sitting in the saddle, if we have too much external rotation happening at the hip joint, it is going to turn our toe outwards in the saddle. It's going to disengage our glute, and it's also going to stick just the back calf muscle on the horse, so we don't end up with this nice articulating line around the horse on the saddle. So we need some of that internal hip rotation to really be able to hang our leg long underneath us on the saddle and keep that glute med engagement happening. Postural stability at its best. So, Ruby's going to chill up there. What you're going to do first is a little test. Oh, he now fell down. You are going to test exactly what your range is like. So, you're going to sit yourself back on the chair, and then you're going to internally rotate your femur. Take a little note of how far your foot goes to the outside, and see whether you have a restriction between either of your sides. Now, I do not have an internal hip mobility restriction, so you can see that both sides, my left and my right, are pretty even. But for the object of this, I'm going to show you guys the 3 top drills to help improve that hip rotation. So our first one is going to be a kneeling hip rotation. You're going to come into a 4-point kneel, and you're going to stack this foot onto the back of your knee. Now, as you can see, the knee that I'm bending to bring the foot on is placed far in front of the opposite side, and from there you're going to bring your bottom back towards the ground, and that is going to help you with some self-mobilization in that internal rotation range of your hip to work on that mobility. Now, I have a lot of internal hip rotation, so if you cannot get this far, I do not want you to push it and go quite that distance. You're going to work within your range, and then you'll slowly notice that you should be able to get a little more. Now, this also should not be painful. You might feel a slight restriction, but it shouldn't be any pain. If you're feeling pain when you come into this range, I want you to stop and make sure that you talk to one of your medical professionals. Now remember, you have 2 sides, so you have to make sure that you're going to work both. You're going to aim for a rep range of 10 to 12 on each side. Now, the next one that we're going to look at is kneeling pull-ins or lying knee pull-ins. You're going to lie on your back, and you're going to walk your feet far further than hip width apart. Your toes can be slightly rotated, not too far pointed. From there, you're going to work your knee towards the ground and then come back up again. Now, I like to work one side at a time, so it means that I can really focus on the hip that I'm working instead of both together. Last one we're going to look at is a prone windshield wiper. So you're going to turn onto your tummy. Now from here, I like to lie flat. I don't like to lift up because it strains too much position on the neck. Bring your knees together, heels touching, and from there, you're going to let your legs slowly fall to the outside. Right guys, happy Friday. Give these mobility drills a go. Let me know how you feel. Hopefully this really helps getting that leg long underneath you and some increased internal rotation in the saddle.